Hey moviegoers, thanks for dropping by the CineScope, movies under a new lens. In this episode, I'll be putting the movie The Running Man underneath the CineScope. I think it's safe to say at this point, Glenn Powell is a movie star. He has it all. The looks, the charisma, the charm. He can be an action hero, he can be romantic, he can make you laugh, he can pretty much do it all. Most importantly, for the moviegoer, he's very likable on the big screen. And all of those qualities are in full display in Edgar Wright's remake of The Running Man. The original movie came out in 1987. It starred Arnold Schwarzenegger. It was directed by Paul Michael Glaser. He was Starsky of the cop action television series Starsky and Hutch. Yup, that guy. Now, 38 years later, Edgar Wright dips back into the well, makes a few modifications. Most all of them work. The setting hasn't much changed. It's a dystopian future where money is the ruling class, everything else is, well, the working class and below. Ben Richards is in the working class, trying to scrape by to care for his family. His biggest flaw, he cares too much, and not only for his wife and daughter, but for those around him. His take-charge attitude is seen as defiance. That makes him very fireable and, unfortunately, unhireable. His daughter sick with the flu, Richards can't afford the medication that'll make her well. And yes, I said the flu. He and his wife are unable to cover the cost of medicine to help cure their daughter of the common flu. Even though it's the future, the flu still exists. And I believe that Wright and co-writer Michael Bacall were very purposeful in this. Anyone who's paying attention to current events, it's very close to home. Home being these United States. Blacklisted and unable to get a job, Richards decides to audition for the network. The hope to get on one of the popular reality game shows. Use his brain instead of his brawn, answer some easy questions, make some quick cash. Before he walks out the door, his wife makes him promise, don't get onto The Running Man. He obliges her. Well, his audition turns out to be more like a sports team tryout. His performance grabs the attention of network head Dan Killian. Killian believes Richards would be perfect for the network's biggest game show, ratings winner, The Running Man. It's a deadly competition where contestants known as runners must survive 30 days while being hunted by professional assassins, with every move being broadcast on free TV to a bloodthirsty public. Each day Richards can stay alive gets him a greater cash reward for his family. If he's able to stay alive for the whole 30 days, he wins $8 million. Few have come close, but nobody has ever lasted. So long as the ratings are good, the network wants you to stay alive. Richard learns as soon as your ratings begin to dip, that's when you get dropped, usually with a bullet to the head. Unfortunately, the network not only controls the content, they too control the ratings. If setting, environment, characters, certain state of affairs seem a little familiar in The Running Man, I believe it to be by design. Edgar Wright and Bacall clearly see science fiction as a mirror to society. which science fiction is supposed to be, both within its social and political science. Some of what is in Wright's and Bacall's screenplay, The Running Man, is very much on the nose. Topics such as healthcare, jobs or lack thereof, the power of the media, and media control of content. It's all there on the big screen. Well, as an aside, I actually found it very interesting. This year we've had 2 Stephen King movie adaptations, The Long Walk and now The Running Man. Both share very similar plot devices. A, both are set in dystopian futures. B, both involve a live broadcast competition where mega money is given to the winner. C, both involve survival. D, one has to outlast the other or others in a deadly competition. Death is actually usually very violent. Stephen King must have been going through some sort of a phase, I figure. But that is where the similarities end. The Running Man, thankfully, isn't as bleak as The Long Walk, mainly due to the zip of Edgar Wright's direction and Glenn Powell's performance, making Ben Richards a defiant hero, a hero of today. The set pieces are huge. This is probably Edgar Wright's biggest picture and one that looks the least like an Edgar Wright movie, at least to me. Because when I think of movies like the Cornetto trilogy or Baby Driver, Last Night in Soho, even Scott Pilgrim, I always think of certain edits Wright crafts, like the filling of pint glasses with beer or manually switching gears on a car, bashing in zombies' heads. There's what I call the Wright flow to his movies. The Running Man, to me, plays more straight-up action movie. There's nothing wrong with that. He makes it look great, and the set pieces are truly fun to watch. The one constant is Wright's music flair. And you can tell he really listens to a lot of music because it's there as a backdrop. Also, as always, he does get the best out of his talent. I've already mentioned Glenn Powell. Now look, Powell has some very big shoes to fill here. And I do mean very big. It can't be overstated how big of a movie star Arnold Schwarzenegger became in the 80s and beyond. You might consider Powell to be physically buff, but he's no Arnold Schwarzenegger. He and Wright know this. They were also very wise to stay away from the throwaway one-liners Arnold could turn into pop culture popcorn. Glenn Powell makes Ben Richards his own character, and he does it very well. He makes a different type of hero out of him, which makes for a different viewing experience, and he makes it work. And Glenn Powell, believe it or not, wasn't the only actor in this iteration having to fill in a big suit. There's also James Brolin as Killian. In the 1987 version, Killian was not only network head, he was the host of the network show The Running Man. He was portrayed by Richard Dawson of Hogan's Heroes, but his real acclaim to fame came in his renaissance. He was a host of the extremely popular game show of the time, The Family Feud. Dawson used his hosting chops to great effect in the movie, and it was smart not to have Brolin be host of this show. He would have never been able to live up. As swarmy studio exec, Brolin was perfect. As for the hosting duties, well, that goes to Coleman Domingo. And he's perfect. He's energetic. He's lively. He keeps the narrative of the contest going. He is pure fun to watch. I mentioned Scott Pilgrim earlier. Well, Michael Cera is in this movie. He plays Elton, a character who is helping Richards run. It's an enjoyable supporting role, and what he lacks in brawn, he makes up for in wit and brains, and his solutions for getting out of traps and things are pretty funny. Emilia Jones of Coda fame. Well, she isn't singing this time around. She's taken hostage by Ben Richards, and she gets to witness firsthand how the story is being manipulated to turn against Ben. She learns pretty early on after her kidnapping that if it goes bad for him, it's gonna end up being bad for her too. Look, I really loved her in Coda, and it was good to see her in this big screen action flick. The Running Man does offer topical science fiction themes with big screen action, explosions, and mayhem. It's right around the time Emilia Jones's character comes into the story that things go a little haywire plot-wise. The movie almost runs out of steam in the third act. It gets a little convoluted, and dare I say, it feels rushed to get to the finish. At an almost 2-hour and 15-minute runtime, you may have to run to the bathroom before it's over, but The Running Man is violent, it's energetic, and I did have a good time, but it never hit that cathartic crescendo I'd hoped for. But thanks to Glenn Powell's star stamina, The Running Man is able to go the distance. Well, I do appreciate you clicking in to this review. Hope maybe you ran to it. I have no idea. I doubt it. But if you did, I do appreciate you. Hey, I appreciate you no matter how you got to this review. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know what you thought of The Running Man. And what did you think of the 1987 version of The Running Man? And how do you compare the two? Please stay tuned. I will have more reviews in the days and weeks ahead. We are heading into the ever important award season. So I'll have those movies coming up for you soon to talk about. Please leave comments. I leave them open for you. I really would love to know what you thought about the movie being discussed, what you think about the show, what you think about my comments. It does mean a lot. Be kind, be respectful, and I will do my best to write you back. Again, I always appreciate whenever you click on and hit play. Thanks. Look forward to seeing you at the movies. Take care.